Hi, good day everyone. Once again, this is Mo and this is another day for another War Legends video. And I am still doing a battle review, but this time it is about ARAVEN versus STRAT. So as you can see, they are both utilizing the dark faction, but STRAT is on the blue team and meanwhile ARAVEN is on the red team. And as you can see, they are now gathering more slaves or training more slaves for efficient resources gathering here. And meanwhile, in ARAVEN base, he used his scroll, which is called as the Call of the Legion, which will make his training process faster. And he was able to build his first structure, which is the sawmill for efficient wood gathering. And meanwhile, here on STRAT's base, we can see that he is trying to build his first structure, which is pigsty. Okay. And as you can see, STRAT is utilizing his scrolls to making his slaves gather resources faster, and he started building his second structure, which is the barracks. Meanwhile, here in ARAVEN base, he is also or almost completed building his barracks, and I believe sooner he will be training his first battle unit, which is a gun. Meanwhile, he is at the same time building his pigsty, and there is a quick follow-up of the undead obelisk. So it seems that I know that where this is going. I think he will be utilizing skeleton, goon, and eater army. Meanwhile, STRAT, let us see here. STRAT's base is being spied on by the by ARAVEN. Meanwhile, STRAT here were able to build two barracks at the same time, and there is a ongoing upgrade for the Citadel to tier 2. So that is a good decision making for STRAT for faster produce of battle of units, which are the goons here. Alright, so STRAT here is spamming a lot of goons. Meanwhile, ARAVEN is spamming, well, he's not starting to spam anything. He's just training one skeleton archer, and there is one goon here. And then there is the altar of heroes. I think he is trying to save up for the eater so he can summon him as soon as possible. Meanwhile, here STRAT started to move out of his base with 4 goons out, and I think he will be trying to occupy the mana well. Meanwhile, ARAVEN here is still on his base, no movement. Meanwhile, STRAT started to take over the mana well, and then at the same time gathering more forces. And then we can see here that ARAVEN, who has a Citadel tier 2, already building his goblin lab here and started spamming skeleton archers. And there you go, for ARAVEN, he started training his eater as the primary hero. Meanwhile, STRAT doesn't still have any hero on his army, but his units are divided into 2. 3 goons going to the upper part of the map to take over the first batch of chests, and there are 4 units of goons who are positioning themselves on the lower part of the map. And it seems ARAVEN sending 1 unit, which is the skeleton archer. On both sides, I think STRAT will be able to secure these 2 chests for himself. So ARAVEN is going back to his base. Meanwhile, his 1 skeleton archer here on the lower part is dead. Meanwhile, STRAT's goons here is trying to chase the skeleton archer of ARAVEN on the upper part of the map, and this 3 goon is trying to hide to ARAVEN near the mana well. Fortunately, ARAVEN was not able to see them. So if you are going to take a look on the map, you can see, or you will be able to notice that STRAT has the total control on the map because ARAVEN is staying on his base. But I don't think that is a bad thing because he is trying to gather more forces before going out. But unfortunately, STRAT was able to mass produce a lot of goons here. So I don't know if ARAVEN can actually wipe this entire army of track here. And as you can see, track is trying to secure the middle or the center of the map. Meanwhile, ARAVEN'S trying to get the Manuel here. As of the moment, there are no serious fight breaking out over these two. They are just trying to gather more forces and preparing for future battles. And then it took 6 minutes and 30 or 40 seconds for Track to build his first altar of heroes. And I think Track is now starting to spam skeleton archers along the aeronaut and necromancer. I think ARAVEN will be having a hard time clearing out or wiping out Track's army here, because if you are going to look at the numbers of Track's army, there are 12 goons and 2 skeleton archers, and there is 1 necromancer on the training, and it is now done. It is on the map, and as you can see, there is the second batch of chests, which Track will be able to secure it, and I'm sure of it. Look at this army. Meanwhile, ARAVEN is at the inside of his base, building totem of orcs, goblin lab. I think he's trying to upgrade it, and a workshop. Okay, I think he is trying to prepare for a tier 2 army instead of mass producing a tier 1 army. Unlike Track here, who mass produced goons with skeleton archers and 1 necromancer. But it looks cool. It looks cool. It is just that I don't think that Track's army can invade ARAVEN'S base with goons and skeleton archers, because there is a napalm tower and the Ether is ready to tank every damage. I think Track is trying to secure every chest right now, making sure that he is obtaining a lot of resources. Meanwhile, ARAVEN here is playing defensive, and the catapults are in game. ARAVEN is now creating catapults. I think he is mass producing catapults. Honestly, I don't have any idea if mass producing catapults right now is a good thing, because look at those goons, they can just go straight and target lock the catapults of ARAVEN. Unless ARAVEN can protect those catapults with his Ether. Oh, he is going to use his catapult as a defense for his base. I see. His Ether is on a patrol here, and the same goes with this goon. So there are no major movement coming from Track and ARAVEN. I think ARAVEN is well aware that he is at the disadvantage moment as of now. That's why he's not getting out of his base. He's just letting Track to get all of those treasure chests. Well, while ARAVEN is waiting at his base, Track is continuously reinforcing his army, bolstering up his ranks, and now he can divide his army into 2. And now they now combined his 2 army into 1, composed of goons, 1 necromancer, 2 aeronaut, and bunch of skeleton archers. And there is Grok on Track side, and then now Track tries to siege ARAVEN'S base, but ARAVEN is ready for it. Unfortunately, Track was able to use his scroll, letting those boulder crush the catapults of ARAVEN. Unfortunately for Track, ARAVEN's ready to use his flaming scroll, and it seems that ARAVEN is holding up to defend his base. What a defensive play from ARAVEN. That is a successful defense. And I think Ether is still alive here. Grok is in the battlefield. And let's see what are the casualties. So ARAVEN lost around 1,500 gold with a 1,500 woods and 36 food here and 200 mana. Meanwhile, Track lost much worse when it comes to economy, because if you are going to take a look at this, Track lost 4,225 gold and 1,800 woods and 81 food. I think Track lost so many things there. And now ARAVEN'S started to attack. I think ARAVEN utilizes the turtle strategy here, where he plays defensive and waited for Track to attack his base. And now, since ARAVEN'S prepared for that attack, he was able to clear out Track's army, which means once Track army is wiped out, he will start or commence his siege on Track's base. Because look at those catapults moving towards Track's base. And honestly, I don't think this aeronaut will do something against these catapults, because there is one axe master that can take it down, and this eater is ready to tank any unit coming from Track. And I don't think a tier 1 unit can easily defeat this eater. So coming from left, and there is a stroll coming from Track trying to destroy his ARAVEN catapult, and there is a unit or army coming from the left side from Track here trying to clear out the catapults, but it seems that it is not successful. The axe master were able to take down the aeronaut here, and the eater were able to tank every damage, and only few catapults were destroyed. And now the catapults are moving forward and trying to destroy the structure of Track here, and now the eater is now in front ready to tank every damage coming from Track. It seems this is a win for ARAVEN. ARAVEN keeps on destroying Track's structure, and I think Track is sending his slave to migrate or attack the catapults. Yeah, Track sent his slaves to attack ARAVEN'S catapult. What a desperate move. And as you can see, ARAVEN keeps on sending his catapults towards Track base, and this eater is still alive. And unfortunately, I think that is not a good move coming from Track. He sent out his slave. Now his resources gathering is in much slower phase. Meanwhile, ARAVEN is still reinforcing his army with catapults and axe master. Meanwhile, Track is trying to spam aeronauts. I think those aeronauts will not be a threat to ARAVEN, especially ARAVEN can secure this elemental. Unfortunately, ARAVEN sent his skeleton archer, but the axe master just in time steps in and we're able to steal the elemental. And as you can see here, Track were able to bolster up his ranks or army with skeleton warrior, but I don't think that those units are enough to take down the elemental, because as you know, elementals are very tough, very tanky. They can tank a lot of units, hitting him simultaneously. And in this battle, ARAVEN showed us that with a great tactic, with a great defense, comes with a great offense. And as you can see, ARAVEN is now positioning himself against Track base, and Track is trying to build in a bomb tower to defend his base. Now there is a Grog on the way, and Grog was stunned by ARAVEN'S eater and now stuck there, while the skeleton archers are being murdered here, and the catapults are having their free hits. I don't think Grog will be able to destroy even one catapult here. And yeah, and now there are no units available to defend Track's base, and those catapults are free to destroy anything they see. Well, what I admire here is that how ARAVEN positioned his base, compacted yet was able to place his towers in the right place. As you can see here, there is the Tower of Dark Magic. Only catapults can reach this one. Same here and here. I think this is I'll be copying this one in my future plays for a defensive positioning. As you can see here, Araven keeps on harassing Track's base here, and this is not the first time that I feature Track in my channel. To what I know or observe to Track, he is fast on developing the number of his army, but when it comes to late game, somehow he is losing. Early game, Track is always winning, capturing treasure chests, capturing objectives, but when it comes to late game, I think Track is always always at the disadvantage part, because he is always trying to spam tier 1 units. Meanwhile, his enemies were able to adapt to the situation and will train a more quality unit. So what I can say about this is that quality beats quantity, and I guess Araven was able to prove that, because Araven was able to secure the victory against Track. And that is the end of this battle review. Thank you, Araven, for sending the BID for me to review your battle. So yeah, this is the end of the battle review as of the moment. So see you next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this kind of content, and to share it to your friends who are just starting playing War Legends. Bye for now. Peace out.